3, 2, 1, go. Hello, class. This is Group R with Shania Steenhard, Vanessa Milliconi, and Mindy Huang, representing the social media addiction scale. What is social media addiction? Addiction, by definition, means an urge to do something that is hard to control or stop. Now, when it comes to social media addiction, this is when users who use social media become addicted by engaging in excessive or compulsive use. In a study done by Addiction Center, psychologists have found that 5 to 10% of Americans meet the scale of social media addiction. You can identify if you have social media addiction by being aware if you have an uncontrollable use to log on or use social media, or spend so much time that it impairs your day-to-day life. One can also take the Bergen social media addiction scale. The Bergen social media addiction scale compiles of 6 questions where participants can answer using very rarely, rarely, sometimes, often, and very often, which can determine if they are addicted to social media. Our abstract. The intent of this study was to find out what demographic constituents are related to social media addiction among college students. The study my group and I conducted was convenient method with non-probability sampling among 15 college students. Now, Vanessa with the background.
In today's world, it is hard to imagine not being present in the vast majority of social media platforms that have continued to expand at rapid rates. Social media is used for many different purposes, whether it's to connect with people from anywhere in the world, staying informed with current events, for school, for work, and a variety of other everyday life activities. One can see that social media has become a part of someone's everyday life. With that being said, who's to say how is social media taking such effect among users? In various researches done on social media, it explains how social media affects people's mentality and the usage of it. The research question from our group findings are, can college students be addicted to social media? And for our methods, this study was conducted amongst college students or those who have pursued higher education. The method used in this study was exploratory non-probability sampling and convenient sampling, since respondents in this study were picked based on their availability and proximity. People that we interact with that were able to help us with our study quickly. This sampling method enabled us to gather data quickly from many different students, but it lacks generalizability due to the small sample size, so it is not representative of the college students' population overall. And here's Mindy with the results.
For our results, the scale that we use shows that if you score a 4 or a 5, which is often or very often on at least 4 out of the 6 statements from the Bergen social media addiction scale, it can be an indicator of social media addiction. So from our study, 2 out of 15 of our participants from the sample scored a 4 or a 5 on 4 or more statements. In 4 demographic categories, there are likely correlations between them that connect with the Bergen social media addiction scale that indicate signs of social media addiction, since there are 4 categories in which 2 out of the 15 participants that are classified as social media addicts relate and overlap in. And it is in age, marital status, which social media platform do you use the most, and political view. Continuing with our results, these 4 categories are all categories in which 2 of the social media addicts, according to the scale of this study, overlap. However, the category with the strongest correlation out of the 4 is which social media platform do you use the most compared to the other 3 categories, due to how these categories also had other participants who similarly identified demographically with these 2 respondents but are not classified as social media addicts. So here in figure 7, for social media addiction and social media platform, you can see the correlation between them. And the color blue are the people who are non-addicts, and orange is the social media addicts, which are the 2 people out of the 15 in our study. And this shows that those 2 people who are classified as addicts use Snapchat the most out of all the other social media platforms. On to the conclusions and implications. So social media is highly addictive based on the demographic variables provided. The research study we surveyed asked the demographic questions that led to social media addiction among college students. The study's main weakness is its biases. This study was conducted during one single point in time, meaning that no casual inferences can be made and is difficult to generalize to the overall target population of the study, since it was also based on convenience sampling. Thank you for listening to our presentation on social media addiction.